back with another video. Before we get into the video, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you turn on post notifications. It is getting bad for Cardi B, okay? Cardi B was crying on live, but also now she has alluded to having some financial troubles while off the cheat is trying to take her for everything in court, okay? Is Cardi B going broke? That is the question of the day. But let's take a listen to what Cardi B has to say about her finances.
I still got to pay people bills, my kids' bills. No matter if I have a great month, no matter if I have a bad month, no matter if I have to no matter if I spend millions of dollars in fucking investments and shit like that, and you're just waiting and waiting to see your money come back, and you never know when you're gonna get that money, but you invested. Guess what? Them bills gotta be paid, and they just want you. They want you to suffer. They want you to suffer. Be careful of those people that want you to fucking suffer. Pray. I don't even know the type of shit I be having to deal with in fucking private. No funny shit. That like I have to pay so many people, so many different people bills is fucking crazy. Jealous of my numbers, jealous of my success, jealous of my house, jealous because I have everything that I work for. I don't suck dick for this shit. I go broke tomorrow, I don't have nobody to ask $1 for. Nobody to help me. Nobody to give shit to my kids. And they jealous. They want that. They want that because I work my ass off of this.
So it seems to me that Cardi B is alluding to herself going broke or having some sort of financial trouble. She talking about she pay everybody's bills. And if she go broke tomorrow, nobody's going to help her. How is that possible when you sleeping with Stephon Diddy? So he wouldn't help you? I thought that was your man. I'm confused. How you sleep with a man while you was pregnant with somebody else's baby, allegedly, and he wouldn't even help you financially? That's what I'm confused about. Can somebody help me? Can Barty Gang help me with that answer? How you sleeping with a man that's in the NFL and he wouldn't help you financially? I'm sorry, I'm not laughing. It's just weird. Her logical thinking skills. I'm very confused how you sleeping with a man that's supposedly rich, but he would not help you financially. And then on top of that, Cardi B, like I said before, she should have left off the cheat 2 children's ago. Okay, when he cheated on you after Culture and you had, threw those bottles at those mistresses and then you got community service, you should have left then. Okay, I don't understand why you were still entertaining off the cheat. It's not like he was hot at that time anyway. He's been flopping for years now. Okay, but you wanted to prove a point. Okay, and that backfired. But I don't feel bad for Cardi B. Unfortunately, I do feel like she's getting her karma. And, that's what happens when you allow the industry to use you as a puppet to go against the queen of rap. And that's what happened. Your career is based on Nicki Minaj. Let's just be honest. It is. Like, come on now. Like, let's be honest. Career is based on Nicki Minaj. They propped you up to take somebody out. And you were facing your karma. That's what this is called. Now, moving on to Doechii and Megan Thee Stallion. It looks like Doechii and Megan are releasing their collaboration. A lot of fans are speculating. Doechii teased a snippet. Fans say she is coming to get revenge on a certain female rapper. Okay. And with that being said, allegedly Megan will be on the record. Okay. Let me know how y'all feel about that. Do you guys feel like Doechii and Meg will top the charts with their revenge diss track to Onika? Because that's what it's given. Okay, if they do a collaboration, especially after everything that just happened, it definitely would be, some disses in the record. I mean, I definitely feel like it would chart. I think it will at least go top 20, top 15. I don't know if it will have any longevity. I feel like people are not checking for Doechii after the umbrella situation. And then Meg, she just naturally flops. So, I think that Doechii should have collaborated with Doja Cat first, okay? That would have probably had more longevity on the charts, in my opinion. And then also in regards to Megan Thee Stallion, a lot of fans are saying that Megan Thee Stallion, her relationship with Klay Thompson kind of overlaps. Now, if you guys remember, she was dating a man named Torrey Craig. He was exposed for cheating on her. I think it was earlier this year or late last year, okay, with some BBL girl with a big booty. And with that being said, she still entertained the relationship. Fans have pulled up receipts dating back to April 20th, where Torrey Craig was still seen under her comments, okay? Under her pictures in the comment section, saying that he liked her pictures or pointing out his favorite one. And now we're in July, and she's already in a new relationship. A lot of people feel like her relationship kind of overlapped, that she actually did not know Klay Thompson for, longer than 3-4 months, like, her fans are trying to push, and that she actually was seeing Torrey Craig while she was with Klay Thompson. That's what they're saying in the streets, okay? Now, here's my thing. I think with Megan is, if you get into an argument with Megan Thee Stallion and, you're her man, she's going to entertain other people. I feel like Meg gives that, where if she get in an argument with her man or, there's a little bit of a rough patch, she's on to the next. Okay? So I don't feel like Megan views loyalty clearly like everybody else does. And then on top of that, because he cheated originally on her, I think it was a few months ago with that Elizabeth White girl, he cheated on her and that was public and she let it slide. I think she was waiting to get her lick back. That's what it's given. It gives me she was waiting on getting her lick back at Torrey Craig, and she's like, I can get another basketball player, okay, that's hotter than you, that makes more money than you. Okay, so that is what it's given to me, that she was planning and plotting on getting her lick back, and she found another basketball player to do it with. Now, not only is Cardi B going broke and having financial troubles, as she admitted in the audio we just recently played, so it's no allegedly, but with that being said, unfortunately, Downside is outside the top 50 on the Hot 100 and is moving down the charts. Unfortunately, Downside has moved down 19 spots on the Hot 100, and it is currently at number 58 on the Hot 100, unfortunately. Fans are kind of concerned as to Cardi B dropping another single. She did tease that she would be dropping more music, but fans are hoping that Downside is not the lead because it's currently flopping on the charts. Now, here's the thing. I don't think it's just flopping because people aren't listening to it. I think it's flopping because it doesn't have enough payola. And then on top of that, Nicki Minaj has been paying her dust. So she's not able to use the Nicki Minaj beef for her rollout like she was able to for Invasions of the Facelift. So because of that, I don't think her next era is going to do, better than Invasions of the Payola, unfortunately. Like I said, I think she's doing 90 to 100K possibly because she is selling vinyls. But other than that, I just don't think people really care about what Cardi B has to say. I think her first single should have been her addressing her divorce with Off the Cheat. Okay, she talking about outside this and outside that. Like, bitch, you pushing 40. That you really 35. It says 32, 33 on Google, but you really 35, 36 in real life, and face on 45, 47. You need to be talking about this divorce. Nobody cares about you being outside with 3 kids. Like, come on now. You're not young anymore. So you need to hang that up. Okay, nobody cares about you being outside. She should have came up with a different single. She needs to mature. She doesn't have any maturity in her music. Now, moving on to Queen B, there's been some speculation that allegedly Queen B will be performing at this year's Video Music Awards. She hasn't been to the Video Music Awards since 2016, and allegedly she will be back to perform a melody, okay? Could be for Act 3 or for Act 2, okay? Let me know how y'all feel about that. Well, here's the thing. Since the news leaked, she may not do it anymore. But also, I'm thinking, like, I don't know. I feel like it would have been different if she performed last year at the Video Music Awards, considering that the, Cowboy Carter album would have just came out. Now, if she performed songs for Act 3, it would make sense. But to perform songs from Act 2, Cowboy Carter just logically doesn't make any sense. I mean, you're already on tour. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. There's people that haven't seen you on tour because the tickets are too expensive. But I just feel like it just wouldn't make any sense to perform Cowboy Carter at this year's Video Music Awards, okay? I think it would only make sense if she performs Act 3 songs. And since, her music did get stolen, okay, whether it was encrypted or not, it did get stolen, she might probably try to push up Act 3's date. And to be quite honest, I wouldn't mind her performing as long as it's not no old music, okay? I don't want to see no Cowboy Carter music for this performance, but I would kind of be here for it. And the thing is also with Beyonce, she barely ever goes to the award shows, so it definitely would increase viewership because she never goes to a lot of these award shows. She only goes to the Grammys. Okay, and the Oscars if she get a nomination. But other than that, she pays these awards dust. Okay? And a lot of A-listers do. A lot of A-listers no longer go to the award shows. Now, unfortunately, Justin Bieber is getting clowned on social media because Swag debuted at number 2 on the album chart, selling 163,000 first week. And only 6,000 in per sales? What the? Only 6,000? Oh my goodness. Justin, come on now. You got to come to the front of the congregation and receive. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to give you 100,000 lashes, okay? Now, some of y'all may say, oh, he didn't have physicals. There's a lot of artists that don't have physicals and do more than 6,000 per sales. Y'all did not support the album, okay, Beliebers? Y'all didn't support the album. Now, even Wayne did, I think it was 32,000 or 36,000 first week in per sales. He did 108,000 total, but he did at least 32 in per sales, okay, for the Carter 6. GNX by Kung Fu Kenny did 300,000 total first week, but he did 32,000 in per sales, and Wayne and Kung Fu Kenny did not have physicals out when their album was out first week. Okay, Justin's a pop star. Okay, he's supposed to be doing at least 100,000, 50,000 in per sales. Billie Eilish, Sabrina Carpenter should not be doing more than you. Okay, this is kind of embarrassing. And this is why I said originally when the album came out, even though, I was a little hard on the album, that Justin is falling off. Justin is falling off. Y'all can say, oh, he don't have a team. He don't have this and that. Well, that's his fault. Why don't you have a team? You're Justin Bieber. I mean, you fired Scooter or let go of Scooter how many years ago? I mean, you can't blame nobody but yourself. You too busy sneak dissing Selena on social media and staying in that unhappy ass marriage that your career is falling apart. So 100,000 lashes for Justin Bieber, the flop. Now moving on to Tyler, the creator. He put out an album, Don't Tap the Glass. And then he also put out a visualizer with Braun and the Clips in it. Okay, he had the Clips and Braun featured in the music video for, I think it was for Stop Playing With Me. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, and this is probably an unpopular opinion, but I didn't feel like the album was that great. Everybody is saying, oh, he's really spitting on the track. He's really showcasing his lyrical ability. I don't really get into the way Tyler, the Creator, raps. Okay, I don't really get into the way he raps. I think that it's subpar most of the time, and I think he is one of the most overhyped male rappers in the game. I'm sorry. Half the time, Tyler don't really be talking about anything in his raps. Okay? In my opinion. But I feel like he's definitely overhyped. I didn't really care for this album. Probably won't ever go back to it. You know, there were a few songs that I were like okay with, but I wouldn't put it in my playlist. Now, moving on from that, Megan Thee Stallion is remaining on Mob Radio's neck, and she has escalated her defamation case against the blogger. She wants the Florida federal judge to impose sanctions and authorize direct access to Mob Radio social media accounts and Discord. Megan Thee Stallion's team and Devil Nation are claiming that Mob Radio hasn't really complied with the court's order in regards to discovery. Like, she won't give access to, you know, her text messages, to Discord, or anything that she might have used to have contact with Tory. So, you know, they want access to that. A lot of people are wondering why she's going hard on, you know, Mob Radio when there's Whackademics and Joe Budden and other bloggers and media personalities that have also dragged Megan Thee Stallion. And what people don't realize is that Megan is strategically going after Mob Radio. She can't go after Joe and she can't go after Whackademics because they might have more money than Megan. They gonna have a good attorney. Okay? They're going to have the resources to kind of make this lawsuit not go as far or get it dismissed. Fortunately, I don't think Mob Radio has the resources for that. And then also, let's just be honest. Joe and, you know, obviously Whackademics, they have bigger platforms. You know, and of course, most of the times they're saying negative things about Megan, but their platform is bigger. They have a bigger audience. She go after them. You know, a lot of male media personalities would never really talk about Megan ever. Not even in a positive or negative light. Versus going after Milagro Grams, people are still probably going to talk about Megan in regards to media personalities. So she's being strategic. She's doing the same thing Cardi B does, where Cardi B goes after mostly only black women because, you know, she can't go after the males in hip hop. Okay, it wouldn't go over well. But let me know how y'all feel about it. I think it's kind of corny in my opinion. You know, I feel like the lawsuit's kind of dragging, but it is what it is, okay? Now, I got some very hot tea on Trumpy and Camel Face. Link will be in the description, and I hope you guys have a great day.